Hi everyone, it's Alec Purves here as I'm running in the 2026 municipal election here in Guelph, Ontario for Ward 2. Now what I want to talk and share with you a little bit today is my concerns and many others. People's concern is about as far as the budget that's taking place right now. And basically there's three words that I would like to be able to try to impart on you. And what those three words are: service, not salaries. Now, the reasons why I say that is I want you to imagine for a minute that, you're working at Walmart or you're one of the servers down at one of the many restaurants or bars that we have, or you're a landscaper, maybe you're a taxi driver, maybe you're working at the mall as far as stocking shelves or a sales clerk or whatever, and you're making, say $20 an hour. Now imagine what would happen if you could give yourself a 100% raise in 5 years' time. So instead of making $20 an hour, in 5 years you'd be making $40 an hour. Wouldn't that be great? Well, the only thing is with that scenario is the fact that many of the restaurants, the stores or whatever, they'd have to shut their doors. They'd have to close because there's no way they could afford to pay 100% in salaries and still keep their doors open. Now, what I want to do, I just want to talk about as far as Guelph City Hall. Because what's happened in 2022 is the combined salary of the mayor and the 12 councillors was $721,000. And then we end up reading earlier this year that in the Guelph today is that the salary had surpassed $1 million. And if we take a look at the proposed budget, as far as on the dashboard, which is on the City of Guelph's website, is that they are projecting that by 2027, it will be just shy of $1.5 million. So we've gone from $721,000. In 5 years' time, we will have increased it to just under $1.5 million. That's over double the salary. That's a 108% increase in salary in 5 years' time. Now, was it based on merit and did they have to work for it and were the reviews and everything else? No. Is the mayor and council just basically voted. Who wants a 25% increase? Okay, yep. Wait, who wants another 10%? Yep, okay. And so we have in 5 years' time, between 2022 and 2027, is that the salaries of the mayor and the councillors combined will have more than doubled. And then these are the same people that are basically going around telling other boards that they need to make cuts. Or we don't have money to be able to spend as far as helping those that are homeless or need some financial assistance as far as for housing and everything else. These are the same people that are basically telling numerous boards is the fact that they need to cut savings because taxpayers are fed up with higher taxes, higher property taxes. But they voted themselves in between 2022 and 2027 their salaries would have more than doubled. 108% increase. That's totally unacceptable. We need council and a mayor that is going to lead. They're going to lead by example. They should be more concerned about service than they are about their salaries. But this is just one of many examples where what's good for City Hall and for those that work within City Hall, it's different than for the rest of us. One other point I want to be able to share with you is that the median for the average household in Guelph, Ontario is under $100,000. But we have right now 569 people that work at City Hall that are making more than $100,000 just by themselves. By next year, that number will have gone past 600 people that are on the sunshine list. Meanwhile, over half of the homes and households in Guelph do not even make $100,000 combined. We need a change in attitude. We need to be able to right the ship, and we need to stop the wasteful spending and people going to the money trough year after year after year on taxpayers' dime. Is that while we have city staff and we have the mayor and councilors that are basically lining their pockets, we have many, in fact, tens of thousands of taxpayers that are looking at their grocery bills on a weekly basis, looking at their heating bills coming up this winter, looking at their property taxes and saying, I can't afford this. And then to have the mayor saying, well, you guys, it's going to hurt you a little bit more. You're going to have to make some more cut. It's for the greater good. They're not doing it themselves. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Remember, from 2022, $721,000 to 2027, 5 years later, it will have more than doubled. 108% increase in their salaries. That's unacceptable. We need to be more concerned about serving than our salaries. Take care.